Hello and welcome to this training video covering Sharp's early years interactive touchscreen tables. You will have purchased one of two models in our range, both using the same user interface and Android operating system. One potentially will be cabled and need a permanent connection to a wall power socket, or the other option would have been our rechargeable battery version, which is only being tethered to the wall socket when you need to charge it. Okay, let's have a closer look at the screen. The screen is fitted with a touchscreen which allows multiple points of touch to be detected as the users use the product. It's surrounded by our Halo protection system, which means the screen is protected against any bumps or damage as you move it about. It also prevents injury should any little ones run into the screen. The table can be used in multiple positions. You see it at the moment in the vertical position, but it can be moved from vertical, releasing a lock, and moved into the table position where multiple users can use the screen and certain applications which we'll see later in the video. The screen also comes equipped with casters with a locking mechanism, and these can be operated by pressing the button down, and this will then hold the screen steady for when the screen is being used interactively. Connected to the screen on the rear is an Android system that allows us to load your favorite applications, and we'll see those in action a little bit later. We're now going to talk about powering up your table. Now, depending on which version you have, this process might be slightly different. For the cable version, it is literally a simple case of switching power on at the wall plug. This will initiate an auto boot up sequence that after about 15 seconds, you will see that the screen acknowledges the input from the Android player. Following on from that sequence, you'll see that you'll get some logos from the Android player itself, and it's booting itself up to be ready to be used. Through that boot up process, you might have noticed the screen does go black, and that's perfectly normal. You just wait and it will pass through to the screen that you now see on the home landing page. Powering up the battery operated table is slightly different. It's just a case of finding the power button on top of the power bank, holding down the button for 3 seconds, and this then will initiate the auto boot up sequence. Charging your table when it's got a rechargeable battery is nice and simple. It's just a case of plugging the unit actually into the wall socket. This then will initiate the battery charging. The battery charge state is then indicated on the meter on the back of the display. Battery life is about 8 hours, so it should last a full day. Recharge time is about 3 hours. So at the end of the day, just simply plug it in overnight and it's ready to use for the following day. We also have some screen controls that are mounted on the lower rear right of the screen. The bottom button is your power button. That's going to switch your screen independently on and off. The middle button is the on-screen display menu, and it's in here where you'll find the settings for the screen. So settings such as brightness, contrast and sharpness. You can change the color. There's also an audio setting which allows you to change the speaker volume up and down, or even mute it. The last button on the top is the source button, and for you to see the Android player, it needs to be on HDMI 1. Like so. Okay, so let's move on to the Android menu settings. These are simply operated by 3 icons at the bottom, the 3 buttons, but you can also swipe up as well, and that brings your menu of all your different applications on the device. if we choose an application, and once we finish with it, if we want to escape, we can do the back triangle. The middle button takes us back to the home screen, whereas the square at the end allows us to see what applications we have open, and if we swipe them up, we can close them individually. Okay, so now we're going to talk about connecting your device onto your Wi-Fi. How do we do that? So first of all, we need to select the settings button from your home screen. You'll then have an option at the top to select network and internet. Once you select that, at the top there's an option called Wi-Fi, and this then will give you your available Wi-Fis that you can select. You'd select the available Wi-Fi and enter in your credentials and press connect. This then will get the device online, and it's indicated through a few bars on the top corner of the screen, just located just here. Okay, now we've got you on to the network and connected onto your Wi-Fi. The next thing you'd need to do is to register yourself for a Google account. Once you've got your Google account, you can log in to the Google Play Store. Here you'll get thousands of applications that you can download to your device, from colouring to playing music or even sensory apps, all the way to things like puzzles, all available for you to use. Here's an example of one of the puzzles, and it's just a simple case of filling in the puzzle like so. There we go. Switching off the battery operated table is just a case of holding down the power button for 3 seconds, and this will initiate the power down and switch the screen and Android player off.